Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to make sure everyone can hear me before we get started. All right, I hope everyone is having a good Thursday so far. We're going to go ahead and talk about not only the severe weather threat, but of course, Mother's Day coming up for us this weekend. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to take a look. Obviously, we can see we're getting our morning started with mostly cloudy and gloomy skies across the region. That's really going to continue as, of course, we know that rain threat, severe weather threat is on the rise, not just for tonight, but even into pre-dawn tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, though, we have to wait until that front settles in here for us. That's going to help these warm temperatures really drop, but we can already see winds out of the north right now. Yes, ready for Saturday as well. It's going to be just gorgeous, guys. Dew point values are really going to reflect a little bit more like spring than summer, but yeah, have to get through some storms before we get there. Here's a live look at our satellite and radar, already showing some storms populating in the coastal bend here for us. Most of these are pretty isolated to widely scattered, but as you can see within these few pockets, you may experience some heavy rainfall. Like we have a little cell that's moving through just north of Kingsville, heading into Robstown right now. It is breaking apart a little bit, but once again, it may be a pocket of some heavy rain within that little system there. As far as hail, we saw a little bit of that smaller pea-sized hail, really, if that, over for our friends in the Benavides area. But like I mentioned, as that rain, these showers are tracking across, they are losing strength, losing intensity. So once again, a little bit on the drier end for us right now here in Corpus Christi. Not the case later on, but just right now. That same system that is making its way towards Robstown, you can expect some thunder and even some lightning along with that heavy rainfall. So just be prepared for that. But as you can see, it is moving fairly quick across the coastal bend. Once again, Corpus Christi, we're pretty much in the dry right now. Really what we're expecting throughout the early parts of our day before we get into that severe threat later on tonight, it is going to be that off and on pattern of rain that we're going to see widely scattered showers. So similar to this, some of you may be catching the lighter end, more so our friends right now in the Orange Grove area, versus a little bit of that pocket of heavier rain just east of Alice. So that's what we're going to continue to watch. As of right now, not seeing any major warnings right now. We just had this aviation weather warning up here for us. That's going to expire here within the next 45 minutes over at Corpus Christi International Airport. But at the moment, no other warnings or watches on our board. Now that may change as we get into tonight. Once again, as that severe threat moves into the overnight hours into pre-dawn Friday morning. But once again, as of right now, we are not seeing any warnings on the board here for us. For one, the main reason why we're seeing this increased activity really is because, one, we're watching some upper atmospheric energy really track into the region. It's kind of pulsing as we can see right now. So that's heading into this afternoon. You can see little patches, little nuggets of that pulsing in and out of the coastal bend. That's one, why we're not going to see a continuous downpour for all of us. And two, the reason why, once again, higher rain totals may be seen in different locations of the coastal bend. Either way, as we get into pre-dawn tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see the last stretch of that energy work its way across the region as our cold front is going to usher in some drier air, drop our dew point values, and also help us to see rain chances leave the region into Mother's Day weekend. Here's a look at what the Storm Prediction Center has us under for severe risk today. Most of us, as we can see, are included in that marginal risk. So that's going to be the lowest risk out of 5, 1 out of 5 that we see when they basically decide how severe weather is going to be for us. We see areas further south, areas further west. Those of us in the brush country, so for your Hubbardville, you guys are going to see a little bit more of that slight risk. So that just means your storms can be a little bit stronger once they're tracking across the coastal bend as we get into tonight. This is not talking about the rain right now or into the early parts of our afternoon. This is talking about that severe threat into later on this evening. Either way, like I mentioned, we can see once again that line of showers and storms A little bit of that will include some small hail is going to be possible. That's going to track into later on this evening, but that cold front is going to shortly be behind. A little technical difficulty there, going to go back. But yeah, like I mentioned, showers are going to be tracking in from the west, moving towards areas towards Corpus Christi, areas towards the coast. As it's doing so, they will be decreasing in intensity, but not fast enough to where areas along the coast aren't going to see rain. I still think it's a good chance that especially areas along the island may still get up to an inch, even an inch and a half may be possible with rain falling into our overnight hours. But as that front passes on through, it's going to allow us to see drier conditions. We can see mostly sunny skies starts to work its way back into our area as we get into Saturday and Mother's Day. So that's going to be the good news, especially if you have any outdoor plans for the holiday, or just want to enjoy some nice weather for Mother's Day, like I surely will be. But here's a look at Saturday. Another chance for a brief isolated stray shower is also going to be possible. That's not going to be because of the front obviously or anything. That's going to be well out of our way by then. But we're watching that area of low pressure, which we can see getting into Mississippi and that area in Alabama. As that's coming on the back end, we're getting energy and a little bit of isolated showers on the back end of that. But once again, coverage will be minimal for that area. We really won't get to see a lot of rain. It's going to be another chance for isolated showers as we get into Saturday. Temperature-wise, behind this front, we will be dropping below average value temperatures, briefly below average for those highs, but really for those lows. We're talking lows 60, 61 as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be a cool weekend ahead. I'm definitely going to have the jacket, but good news is, once again, it's going to be cool in the mornings, but temperatures still rise to typically what we've been seeing these past couple of days, mid 80s still likely, with the return of south winds as we get into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when we see 90s return back into that early preview of summer. So if I were you, I would enjoy the nicer weather, the cooler weather while you can. It won't stick around for long, but it will be here for quite some time. So as early as tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures drop into the upper 60s, and that's going to stick around with us until at least about Monday morning. So cool weather is going to be around for quite some time. Muggy meter, as we can see, dew point values are also going to be dropping. So comfortable, drier air is going to usher in. We'll have north winds in the forecast till about Monday. Tuesday is when we really start to see south winds return here for us, aiding and bringing us more humidity, more moisture back into the region. Even a little bit more cloudy conditions, but I still think by Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll still see mostly sunny skies in the forecast. Just another brief overview of what we're looking at for our rain coverage over tonight and into tomorrow. Once again, that threat for weather impact alert is going to be for tonight going into tomorrow morning, but we still do have rain chances outside of that time frame. Right now, up until then, more so widely scattered, getting closer to scattered the closer we get to 9, 10 o'clock tonight and into tomorrow morning as we start to see that front really settle on in. That's going to help us to see rain chances dwindle down. And as we can see our forecast total numbers, I think some of those areas that may be kind of in between those breaks of those heavier downpours will get closer to half an inch, whereas some areas that gets the best amount of rain, we could see up to about an inch and a half possible between tonight and in the mornings rainfall here in the coastal bend. Overlook at our 7-day forecast, another brief overview. Once again, it's going to be a little bit of a wet ending of this week, but next week, starting off our week, it's going to be dry conditions, sunny skies. Mother's Day is looking gorgeous, 90 by Wednesday, but of course have to get through today, that weather impact alert for tonight into tomorrow first. Now I'm going to go and take another look at our radar for those of you who may just now be joining us, or just once again to take another look overall in general. I see someone asking, what about the watershed? Going to take a look at that here in just a moment. All right, here is another look at our satellite radar. Once again, these showers are mostly dwindling down, moving into the Robstown area as of right now. Anywhere from about light to moderate rain, just a brief pocket of some heavy rain there, but mostly on the lighter end there. We may even catch a quick sprinkle or two here in the Corpus Christi area and tracking into Rockport and Port Aransas as well. Overall, as we can see, most of that rain is going to be tracking for us here closer to South Texas, closer to Brownsville. Not really anticipating much rain going closer to San Antonio. Nonetheless, we still could see some good showers and rain picking up into the overnight hours. lightning, that system still has some lightning associated with that. You can see some of those lightning bolts over in the Robstown area. So if you're in that area right now, if you have some time, just wait it out a little bit. But if not, once again, it will be passing fairly quickly. All right, I'm going to do one more overview of our futurecast. And then, all right. So right now, like I said, as we continue throughout the day, why these scattered showers are still going to be the main story here for us. It's really going to be an off and on type of thing. So as you can see, you catch some showers, you have a break. We kind of have that in between type of pattern. As we get into the lunchtime hours, when some of you may be heading out, trying to grab a bite or heading to the store, whatever, we see that activity picking up a little bit more for our friends south towards Falfurrias, Kingsville. That's when you guys can maybe catch another round of showers. We can see activity picking up, especially offshore. So if you have any water activities today, really want to keep a close eye on our forecast, especially on our website, on our social medias, and things like that, because we will have a moderate rip current risk, especially on our bays. Choppy to occasionally conditions will be seen there for our base. So just keep that in mind if you have any water activities today. Into the afternoon, pickup hour, getting the kids from school, getting off of work. We kind of translate, instead of the south part of the coastal bend, maybe the northern part gets a little bit of that breaker showers. Either way, this isn't definite. This is just kind of showing that, once again, showers will be on and off for the coastal bend. Some of those may be on the lighter end, especially if you're in the Robstown area, versus some of those may be on the stronger end, a little bit that heavier downpour. So it's just something to really watch out for. Either way, into tonight, 9, 10 o'clock, that's when we get that this last kind of full push of stronger system, stronger rain, even some hail may be possible as it's tracking in from the west. But I do think areas closer towards the brush country have the best shot of seeing some of those stronger storms work its way into the region. The activity will still kind of hold up as it's moving offshore. Either way, timing wise, we can see by 6, 7 o'clock, by the time most of us are waking up, most of these showers will be out of the region. So that's going to be the good thing that we're going to be paying attention to. That front will have settled in, winds remaining out of the north, and it's really going to help to cool temperatures down, as we can see pretty quickly, into the 60s, 68, waking up tomorrow morning here in Corpus Christi, and mid-60s for our friends up north, 65 up in Mathis, and 64 up in Beeville. Here is one last look at our rainfall coverage. If you want to screenshot this, if not, this graphic is also posted on our website, our main webpage at KIIITV.com, where you can kind of just get a more accurate time frame. Either way, like I mentioned, rain is still possible throughout the day, even outside of this 9 to about 3 a.m. time frame. So if I were you, just keep the umbrella on standby until about Friday morning, once that front passes, and really helps to get us out of the clear. And so, yeah, here's our final look at our tower cam. Once again, temperatures on the warmer side, upper 70s right now, will still rise to about mid 80s under mostly cloudy skies. Winds won't be too bad either. Just keep in mind of those showers that you could possibly encounter throughout your commute today. And that is all that I have for you guys. So once again, I want to hope and stress that everyone stays safe. If you like the rain, enjoy it, as most of it will be moving in as your sleep. But if not, good news is that the rain will be out of the forecast as we get into tomorrow morning. Cold front is on the way. It's going to dry up conditions for Mother's Day. Once again, we have all this information posted on our website at KIIITV.com, and we also have this information on our social media pages, on our KIIITV Facebook page. That is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.